So, why does it feel like everyone is suddenly turning against you? You wake up one day and people you trusted, they just aren't the same. They're cold, distant, or worse, you catch them whispering things you know aren't true. It's like being in the middle of a movie where you're the villain, but no one told you what you did wrong. Here's the truth. You might not have done anything wrong at all. In fact, what if someone's out there actively working to turn people against you? I know it sounds wild, but it happens. You're not imagining things, and you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to break it down: why this is happening, why you're being unfairly targeted, and most importantly, what you can do to stop it before things spiral out of control. Ready to take back control of your life? Let's jump into it. This isn't the end, it's the turning point. Okay, let's be real here. What if I told you that this feeling you have, the one where everyone seems to be turning against you, is not just in your head? What if I told you that there's a reason behind it, and that once you understand why it's happening, you can stop it, flip the script, and get your life back? Sound pretty great, right? Today I'm going to walk you through exactly why this is happening, and even more importantly, how to take control of it before it takes control of you. Let's talk about why this shift happens. One minute, people are laughing at your jokes, phoning you up for dinner invites, they're by your side and everything's fine. Then suddenly, boom, people are cold, distant, and you can sense that things have changed. Tracy is a client of mine. She has 3 children. She's been married for 22 years to a successful businessman. They had no shortage of dinner invites, social galas, and parties to attend, and many of their friends were couples that knew both of them well. When Tracy first began working with me, she was feeling so alone and so sad. Many of the couples took her husband's side in their divorce, and the women that she thought were her friends slowly stopped reaching out. Her social calendar was dwindling, and her self-esteem was as well. This isn't just paranoia. It's something much deeper, something I like to call social sabotage. And trust me, it happens more often than you like to think. A study shows that up to 40% of people will experience a major social shift at some point in their lives due to manipulation or gossip. Think about that. 4 out of 10 people. That's huge. And when it happens to you, it feels personal. It feels like you've been singled out. But the truth is, this often has nothing to do with you and everything to do with how someone else is twisting the narrative to isolate or discredit you. Maybe it's in your workplace, your family, your social circle. You became the target, and suddenly the people that you once counted on are pulling away. They're distancing themselves from you. I've worked with people who've gone through this exact situation, and let me tell you, it is brutal. I've seen clients lose friends, colleagues, and even family to smear campaigns orchestrated by manipulative exes or toxic coworkers. They didn't realize what was happening until it was too late and the damage was done. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to play out that way forever. Once you see the game for what it is, you can beat it. So how do you take back control? What's the path forward when everyone seems to be against you? It's easier than you might think, but it takes a few key steps. I'm breaking it down into 3 steps you can start using today to stop this madness and regain your power. Step 1, recognize the signs of manipulation. The first step is being able to recognize what's really happening. Often we're too close to the situation to see the full picture. When people suddenly change their behavior towards you, ask yourself, did something major just happen? Did I offend someone, maybe even accidentally? Or is this out of nowhere? If it feels like it's coming out of left field and out of nowhere, chances are someone's playing games behind your back. These manipulative types, let's call them smear masterminds, love to operate in the shadows. They're planting seeds of doubt, telling half-truths or straight-up lies. And slowly, they are turning people against you. The more isolated you feel, the more they thrive. It's their way of controlling the narrative. I'm going to ask you to take a step back and start paying attention to patterns. Who's been whispering to who? Are people acting differently after talking to a particular person? These are the subtle clues that something manipulative is at play. Step 2, don't fight fire with fire. Now, your first instinct might be to rush in and defend yourself. You want to clear the air, make sure everyone knows your side of the story, right? Totally normal. But here's the thing. Engaging in drama only feeds the smear campaign. The smear mastermind wants you to get emotional. They want you to freak out and look defensive because that makes you look guilty. Instead of reacting, take a breath, get centered. You're going to do the opposite of what they expect. You're going to create. You're going to stay calm, and most importantly, stay professional. Live in your integrity. When people see you staying composed while the other person is stirring the pot, they start questioning, who's really at fault here? Take a moment and think of it like this. If you're standing in a crowd and two people are screaming at each other, who looks worse? The person yelling or the person calmly standing their ground? Stay steady and let the chaos just bounce off of you. Step 3, build your own narrative. Finally, it's time to reclaim your story. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when someone's smearing you is to get stuck in their narrative. You end up spending all your time defending yourself instead of putting your energy into building your own path forward. So what do? You start communicating clearly, but selectively. I want you to pick a few key people in your circle who you know are level-headed and trustworthy. People who won't jump to conclusions, but will hear you out. Have direct conversations with these people. Explain what you think is happening and make sure to stick to the facts. No emotional outbursts, no finger pointing. This is about giving people the opportunity to see the truth for themselves. And the rest, let your actions speak louder than your words. Continue to live your life with integrity. Work hard, be consistent, be kind to the people that you interact with, take care of your family, go about your work, and eventually the smear mastermind's lies will unravel. But this does take a bit of time. And here's what I want you to take away from this. People turning against you isn't always about you. Often it's a sign that someone else is actively working to manipulate the situation. Your job is to see it for what it is. Refuse to engage in the drama and focus on building your own narrative. Remember, smear campaigns rely on chaos and confusion. The more centered and clear-headed you stay, the harder it is for them to succeed. You're stronger than this situation. I know it feels like the world is crashing down, but you can absolutely turn it around. Start recognizing the signs. Stay calm. Focus on your path forward. The tide will turn. Tracy and I worked together, and now she's embracing the true friends and people in her life. She's let go of the people who choose to believe a narrative that is simply not true. She's focused on creating her life with her children. She's walking a path of self-discovery and creating a life that she is excited about. She spends her time doing work that she enjoys, hanging out with people that she loves and people who love her. She's building her own narrative, creating her own story, and living a fulfilling life. If you've made it this far, I hope you're starting to see that there's a way out. The smear campaign doesn't define you. It's just a noise. And the stronger you stand, the quicker it'll fade. Thanks for watching. And if you're dealing with this right now, don't hesitate to reach out in the comments or share with someone else who needs it. Let's take back control together. Look, if you're in the middle of a divorce, you already know it's not a quick sprint. It's a marathon. And without the right training, you're risking total burnout. So before you go, check out my video on Unlock the 10 Keys to a Smoother Divorce Journey. I'll show you how to train, plan, and execute so you're not collapsing at mile 1. It's your roadmap to a smoother process. Hit that link, it'll be a game changer.